Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Crow Show. And if you're sick of hearing people talk about the Vita, then this isn't going to be the episode for you because I have nothing but anything to say about the Vita. Uh, if that makes any sense. I don't even know what I just said. But first, I do have some pickups that are not Vita related. And they're actually pinball related. So I got everything. Well, I should rephrase that. I got almost everything I ordered for pinballs. And that includes, yes, the flippers that I've been waiting for 4 months. Has it been 4 months? In September. It's February. Yeah, I think that's about 4 months. I also got these extra flippers because the pinball machine I have actually has 2 sets of flippers. It's got flippers here, and it's got another set of flippers. They're winged flippers. So these are reproduction flippers, and I might have to do something to strengthen these up. And, you know, they got holes in them. You know, I'm sure I could put something in there to make them sturdier, maybe, just to make sure they don't break, and they got, you know, the covers or whatever. So these are the flippers, the main flippers, the bats that I've been waiting for to replace in that machine. And since I have these now, someday I can actually start ripping that whole thing apart and replacing it. So that was these flippers, and this is from that place in I think it's near DeKalb, Illinois, actually, which is where I went to NIU, that I ordered these things from originally. Some guy has a lot of Zachariah pinball machines there. I think all of them. Let me open up these other ones. These are the blue one, and they certainly are a different shade of blue than the ones that are in the machine. I don't know if those are just old or what, but these, let me put the cover on them. As you can see, that these have wings on them. Yeah, they actually go down like there. That way, when it flips up, the ball can't escape that way. If you've seen my pinball machine videos, you know what I'm talking about. So I might, you know, fix these up, make them sturdier, and replace every single bat on there. Also got a rubber ring replacement kit for that machine. This will replace every piece of rubber on the machine. Now, on the time machine that I have. And I actually have another one of these kits, and I just bought 2 kits from 2 different places just to have extras. Now, the rodeo, I couldn't find a specific kit for that. So I wound up buying a whole bunch of rings separately when I bought the solenoid, or the coil, to replace the one that isn't in there that I think is bad. And I got these fairly quickly. In fact, I ordered way more than I needed because I didn't even know what sizes I needed. And in fact, these are the ones left over because I've already put those rings on the kit already, or on the pinball machine. Now, the solenoid didn't come in the package. And I sent them an email the next day saying, or really later that night saying, you know, where's the coil? It wasn't included in the package. Are you sending it separately? Because this was sent in a really small box. Another item wouldn't have fit in there. And they sent me back an email the next day saying, oh, we're so sorry we left it out. We'll have one sent out to you right away. So, yeah, I'll get that sometime soon, hopefully. And really, the only other pickup this entire week, I've already made a video on it, was the Vita. And I've been making videos on this nonstop. I actually took off of work. I had to come up with vacation days this year. And I really don't know what to take vacation for. So I took vacation days for the Vita launch. So I took off Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I've been at home making videos, playing with the Vita. Wednesday, Thursday, and actually today is Friday. I'm filming this on Friday. I'm not going to have time to do it on Saturday or Sunday like I usually do, but I'm going to post this on Sunday anyway. So with all that said, I have put up a lot of videos on the Vita, the pickups video. I did a video comparing the Vita to the Microvision. I filmed Crow Plays videos on every single game I had. The only one up right now is Luminous, and I plan on posting the other ones sporadically this week, probably Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just to go through it. Monday will probably be Hot Shots Golf. Wednesday will be Wipeout 2048, and Friday will be Touch My Katamari. And you know what's funny is I already as of the time I'm filming this, I'm already starting to get comments on the Luminous video, and somebody had mentioned, you know, if I could have put it in a stand instead of holding it. And in hindsight, I should have done that. I was thinking, where am I supposed to put it? What kind of stand am I supposed to put it in? And, you know, what the hell was I thinking? I bought one. It's sitting in it right now. I could have just had it sitting right in the stand while I, you know, just had it on the ground playing it. Be careful not to move it. And then I was thinking, well, you know what? I don't know how I would have had the camera set up, because I would have needed a really little tripod or something. And you know what the hell? I have a freaking little tripod. So, I don't know. And I just before I started filming this, I was like, would that have actually worked? And I kind of set it up. And I'm like, holy crap. I could have filmed all this stuff without having it shaking all over the place. But you know what? The videos are still pretty good. It's not too distracting. Sometimes when I'm watching it, I don't even notice that the screen is moving or tilting if you're looking right at the image on the screen. But I really, really, really wish I would have done that. I mean, I'm not going to go back and refilm everything. Since I'm filming this on Friday and I haven't posted the other videos yet, I'm not going to redo all that. I'm going to post them as is. But if I ever need to film something on the Vita again, I'm going to be using this tripod and this stand. I mean, the other thing I was thinking of is because I had the line in from my computer going right into the Vita and capturing the audio separately, so it sounded a lot better than what you usually hear in these Vita videos where it's just the camcorder microphone picking up the Vita sound. And I was like, oh, that sounds really, really good. And I could have had it not shaked. See, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of bothers me that I didn't think of that. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm sure the videos are good as is, but geez, if I ever buy any more games and do more crow plays of it, you know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be fixing that up there. Now, let's see. I got a lot of other notes written down here. Let me see what I got here about the Vita. Let's see. And this is basically stuff I want to talk about, either more that I've touched upon in other videos or stuff that I just completely newly discovered about the Vita since I filmed those videos. Let's see. The one thing I want to touch on is Nier. In my pickups video of the Vita, I kind of went through a whole bunch of stuff. One thing one of the things I didn't touch was Nier. And that is actually pretty cool because it allows you to see who has a Vita in a mile radius of where you are right now. They do show the gamer tags and everything, and it shows what games people have and what they've also rated those games or what they thought of those games. And that's the other thing, though, too, is you can go into there, and it's kind of hard to find at first, but once you know where to go, you can choose up to 3 emoticons to describe the game from your perspective. The real downside of that is that none of those emoticons are negative. You can't say anything negative about a game. So I thought that it's kind of stupid. I mean, it's like, I can kind of see, it's like, well, we don't want anybody saying anything negative about these games, but sometimes you have to, you know? And so in those cases, you just don't say anything. And then it says, why don't you pick an emoticon? Well, there's no emoticon for this is stupid or it sucks. It's all, you know, stuff like, hey, it's cool, it's amazing, astonishing, exciting, challenging. You know, it's all stuff like that. Onward, trophies and messages. Now, these are 2 separate things that the PS3 does as well, but on the Vita, they're done a whole lot better. It's a lot easier to go through your trophies. You can see your trophies between the Vita and all PSN network, so it includes the Vita and the PS3 trophies. You could go through there. You can compare with your friends and everything. Messages are a lot easier to sort through on the Vita. Whenever I get a message, the thing blinks. I think it blinks. It blinks blue, saying I got something's going on. And then you go into your activities. It says you got messages. You click on that. It goes right to the messages. And, yeah, you could respond back, do it. So if ever I get a message like from the PS3 or anything, I'm going to go and do it on the Vita because it's a lot easier to sort through. Not only that, but you have a touch keyboard. You can actually type messages in, which is a little bit easier than actually using the controller. I don't have a keyboard hooked up to my PS3, but I guess that would be even easier than that. Another thing I didn't mention was there are some free games for the Vita when you do get it. One thing was Welcome Park, and I kind of touched on this in the pickup video. I thought it was just learning how to use the Vita, but it turns out there's a bunch of mini games in there too that utilize like the touch screen, the microphone, and all this other stuff, the camera, and you can earn trophies playing those games. And I kind of wish I had actually went into that a little bit more, but from from my perspective, when I just got the Vita, I thought it was just learning how to use the Vita, and I was like, skip that. There are also 3 free AR games. Here's what's weird. It came with the AR cards, but the cards, it didn't actually come with any software on the Vita to use the cards. You had to download those games separately. I don't know why those games couldn't have been on the Vita to begin with. And those free mini games that I downloaded in my pickups video were the AR card games. They all need the AR cards. And the 3 games that I tried out were, well, all of them. Fireworks, which was okay. All it did was make little houses where the cards were, and fireworks shot out of the sky, and you just hit the fireworks. So it's kind of boring. It was kind of cool to see AR stuff, but touching fireworks, it's not really that cool. There's table soccer, which you actually build a stadium using the cards, and that was pretty cool. But during the tutorial, I couldn't figure out how to get the guy to move, and that didn't seem that interesting to begin with, so I skipped it. And then there's Cliff Diver, which used the different cards to make different cliffs out of the table that you're using or the area that you're using. And that was actually pretty cool, because you had to use the buttons to make the guy dive and jump through hoops and stuff. So that was probably the coolest of the 3. But none of those games were as good as the AR games that came with the 3DS. Now, the 3DS ones were really cool, using the camera around to shooting the targets and everything. And the face buster ones out of the face blasters with the faces coming out of the wall and shooting balls at them. That was really cool. Nothing as cool as that is in any of these 3 games. From what I gathered from soccer. I didn't even get into the soccer. It just seemed really dumb. Next, free Sony game. Oh, that's right. I mark these notes like really scribble-like, and I sometimes have a hard time reading my own writing. But the last year when Sony had that little security breach problem, and they offered everybody free games, I took for my free PSP games Little Big Planet and Mod Nation Racers, but I never installed them on my PSP because I didn't have enough storage on my PSP to actually hold those games. So I was like thinking, I wonder if I could put those games on my PSP. And I used the content manager. I re-downloaded them on my PS3, and I used the content manager to transfer them over to my PS Vita, except only the Little Big Planet for the PSP showed up, and I was able to transfer that, and I was able to play that just fine. For some reason, it won't see Mod Nation Racers. And if you excuse me for a minute, I meant to check to see if I could download it on my Vita, and I'm going to check that right now. Be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I'm seeing something really interesting here. I'm looking at my PlayStation Store download list, and it says here, Little Big Planet PSP cannot download using a PS Vita system. Mod Nation Racers PSP cannot download using a PS Vita system. However, let's see if I can focus on that. However, I was able to... It's not focusing, damn it. There we go. However, I was able to download these on the PS3 and transfer Little Big Planet to my Vita, but Mod Nation Racers wouldn't transfer. So, I don't know what is going on. Did it transfer over and they didn't mean for it to be able to? Or is it that Mod Nation Racers is actually a Vita game that is out now, and they don't want me to play it on my Vita? I mean... And Pinball Heroes was another game I had actually bought and downloaded for the PSP. And it actually is telling me that I cannot download it on my PS Vita system. But I'm going to have to try that later. I'm going to have to download it onto my PS3 and see if I can transfer it to the Vita, because it would be pretty interesting to play Pinball Heroes on here. So I wonder if that's something that'll become available with an update or something, because this is pretty new, but that is very strange. Never even thought about putting Pinball Heroes on here. And just to prove that I am not kidding here, here is Little Big Planet right here installed. Let's see if it'll... Come on, you focus, damn it. There we go. You could make that out. Little Big Planet up there. And that's kind of weird. And one last thing. Did find one download to having these game cards. Not really a big deal. But there's an interesting thing I found. And I have 4 games, okay? Every time you pop a card in, it installs a little icon on the screen, such as this. Okay, so I have my 4 games on this page here. Luminous, Hot Shots Golf, Wipeout, and Touch My Katamari. However, you can't launch any of these games unless you have the card in the system, which is understandable. The problem is, I don't know offhand which card I have in the Vita. There's no icon or anything that tells me, like, oh, do I have Luminous? Do I have Luminous in there? Let's touch that. There we go. Damn it. Luminous? No, it tells me the Vita card must be in... Oh, well, how did I know? I mean, I literally have to open this up and look at the card if I don't know. What if I get like 20 games on the Vita and I've got pages of games? And I have to pull the card out and put it in, look at it, and it's telling me to unlock the full game now. So I guess that's a way. I didn't even notice that. There's a little icon there that says unlock the full game now. So I guess it's telling me that it's the demo version, and if I put the card in, it unlocks the game. I don't know. Let's see. Does it do the same thing with Wipeout? Nope. And the other thing is that there's an icon there to download an update for it. But you can't update it unless you have the card in the system. So, just kind of nitpicky stuff, really. But just looking for, downsides to the system. That seems to be one of them. If you're using the cards, you don't know what game you have in the system because it doesn't tell you offhand. So, that's all I have for Vita stuff right now. I've gone on long enough on Vita stuff. Of course, all this week, all the videos I'm going to be putting up are the gameplays for the Vita and everything. But I swear, the next after this week's Crow Plays videos, the next one will not have anything to do with the Vita. I already know what it's going to be. I haven't played it yet. But it's going to be actually one game, but a long series of Crow Plays videos. At least that's what I'm planning. So so don't hold me to it if that's not what happens. But that's what I'm planning. I've been wanting to do it since before I stopped the series last time. But yeah, that's what I'll do. And we'll continue. We'll just end this with a shout out. Now, if you remember from last week, the shout outs I'm doing right now are in series of the people in the YouTube community who have had the giraffe clock. Last week was the originator of the giraffe clock, the person who set it into the wild, well, not the wild, but he unleashed it upon us all. In Television Dude, he unleashed the giraffe clock on us all. This next YouTuber is really where the giraffe clock became this entity of evil that bestows horrific things upon the owner, and that is Retro Gamer VX. So, if that tells you anything about Retro Gamer VX, is that the giraffe clock just came to life while he had it, and this whole thing kind of blew up because of him. And that should be reason enough to visit his channel. He's got his own Geek Lab, and he films much of his Geek Lab there. Lots of really great special effects, and they're always improving. He's working on getting like CG imagery now in his videos, which is something I'm not even going to attempt to do. Yeah, very, very weird stuff going on with him. He's got the Silver Skull, you know, makes an appearance here and there on his channel. He does do the odd challenge video from time to time, although I think it's been quite some time since the last one. I'm just trying to ramble off the top of my head what I can remember of Retro Gamer VX's channel because I didn't look it up before I'm doing a shout out. Yeah, just check him out. He's awesome. He's from Britain. He's awesome. Do I need to say anything else? No. Just visit him. Go to his channel. Check him out. See you all next time!
I'm going upstairs so we can get a good look.
Bob, this is a plane. There is no upstairs.